in understanding about the various reproductive and developmental processes that take place in angiosperms, we have till now seen the vegetative propagation, what it is, and what are the various methods by which vegetative propagation takes place naturally in the world. Then we had seen the terms like micropropagation and got an idea about what is the process of protoplast technology, where we can get the plants and somatic hybrids that were the result. We have an idea about these things. Now we have to skip to the next topic, that is sexual reproduction in the angiosperms. Sexual reproduction itself is a very specialized process through which the organism would be formed as a result of fusion of gametes. Now the gametes that we will be discussing would be male and female gamete, and we have discussed that it could be formed in the same plant, it could be formed on different plants, and we had discussed the structure of typical flower as well. Now we have to see that inside that typical flower, which had androecium and gynoecium, two different worlds dedicated for this region, that particular zone of the flower is going to give rise to gametes, what would be the processes involved and how the process would take place. Now as I told you earlier also, and now also I am emphasizing that when we talk about sexual reproduction, we have to see that two gametes would come and unite. That means union of two gametes would give rise to an organism. Now when we are talking about angiosperms, we say that the male gamete and the female gamete would fertilize and give rise to the angiosperm. That would be a seed would be formed. So what we have is that there would be a female gamete which is otherwise known as ovum or egg. Okay, these are the universal terms though, but because we are talking about plants and specifically angiosperms, we use these terms. And when we talk about male gamete, then also the term is similar, that would be male gamete would be referred to as male gamete only, and they both unite. This process is known as fertilization. The fertilization would result into the formation of zygote. Okay, so this is what is resultant. Now as we see in higher plants, on the sporophyte, it is not the sporophyte exactly that gives rise to the new organism. There would be formation of gametophyte. Now in the plant, on the flower, on the plant, in the flower, we will have female gametophyte and a male gametophyte that would be formed. So considering the plant to be a sporophyte, there would be certain cells which would undergo the division of meiosis, resulting into the zone that would be haploid. So haploid cells would act as gametophytes. Now inside these gametophytes, there would be formation of gametes. Okay, overhauling what we have done, we are going to see that what are the terms. This lesson is dedicated to the few new terms that we will come across. This is repetition only. We have talked about this process earlier as well for the understanding purpose. Now we are going to see that how this process is taking place, what are the different terms which are associated with this process, and probably that will help you understand the process in a better way. Now when we talk about the process of fertilization, as I told you, in the angiosperms, the sporophyte is going to give rise to gametes within the gametophytes. So from the sporophyte, that would be the typical plant body, the gametophyte would be formed when there would be meiosis in certain cells. Okay, inside this gametophyte, there would be mitosis and the formation of gametes would take place. If it is the male gamete, then it would be taking place within the male gametophyte, and if it is the female gamete, it would be taking place inside the female gametophyte. Now this entire process of formation of gametes inside the male gametophyte is known as, supposedly, sporophyte has the male gametophyte distinguished as a result of meiosis. When the mitosis takes place, there would be formation of male gametes. We are going to have this process, this entire process of formation of male gametophyte to the formation of male gametes termed as microsporogenesis. So this is the first term. Microsporogenesis is the process in which on the sporophyte male gametophyte gets distinguished and later on gives rise to the male gametes. Okay, so the process is termed as microsporogenesis. On the sporophyte within the flower inside the androecium. So the androecium, otherwise known as stamen. Within the stamen, the region known as anther. Okay, on the sporophyte, consider the plant body. In the flower, within the androecium, which is otherwise termed as stamen, inside the anther, meiosis would take place and male gametophyte would be formed. That male gametophyte would later on give rise to male gametes, and this entire process that is taking place within the androecium would be termed as microsporogenesis. And another thing to be remembered is that the male gametophyte which gives rise to male gametes is otherwise known as pollen grain. Okay, this is one point. Okay, please remember, male gamete is not pollen grain. It is within the pollen grain that the male gamete would be formed. The other term for pollen grain is microspore. So you can use this term interchangeably. And why I am using the term micro? Because comparatively male gametes are much smaller in size as compared to female gametes. So we shut this microsporogenesis and male topic over here and we skip to the larger sized gamete and the process hence involved known as megasporogenesis. Like there was microsporogenesis that gave rise to male gametes within the microspores or otherwise known as pollen grains, we have megasporogenesis where the sporophyte would undergo meiosis to form the female gametophyte to give rise to female gamete, which is singular, otherwise known as ovum, and this entire process is taking place like the earlier one was taking place within pollen grain. This is going to take place in embryo sac. Okay, like here we had androecium, we will have gynoecium. Gynoecium is otherwise known as carpel. Okay, inside the carpel we have ovules, within which some cell undergoes meiosis to form the female gametophyte. That female gametophyte further undergoes the division of mitosis, forms the female gamete known as ovum, and this process is known as megasporogenesis. Like microspore was the pollen, like pollen grain was the microspore, over here the ovule is termed as megaspore. So you have to remember these two terms, microsporogenesis and megasporogenesis. How it takes place, we are going to deal in detail, but for now you get an idea what these two things are, how they are different, and ultimately what is the result that we obtain after these processes are completed. This gives rise to the male gamete, this gives rise to the female gamete. Both the gametes would be formed within the male and female gamete female gametophyte respectively, and that would be occurring on the sporophyte of the plant within the flower. So this is all about the introduction to the sexual reproduction in terms of two processes which are taking differently at different places within the anther and the carpel, that is ovule of the flower. So this is all about sexual reproduction, the first lesson. Next lesson we are going to see the gametes which are going to be formed. They are not going to be motile. So how the fertilization would take place? For that we have the term pollination, and we are going to